Revelation 11:19 describes the opening of God's temple in heaven, revealing the Ark of the Covenant, and the subsequent display of divine power through lightning, thunder, and earthquake, and hail. Here's a breakdown of the key elements. Opening of God's temple. This signifies a moment of revelation and access to the divine realm. Ark of the Covenant. This sacred chest, containing the 10 Commandments, symbolizes God's covenant with His people and His presence. Divine display. The flashes of lightning, rumblings, thunder, earthquake, and hail represent the power and glory of God. This passage is often interpreted as a symbol of the end times, where God's power and judgment are revealed, and the divine realm is made accessible.
It says, love your neighbor as yourself. A lot of people will interpret that and say, see, you can't love others unless you love yourself first. I don't think that's really what Christ was calling us to, though. I think the way that He's calling us to that, and I've looked at a lot of patristic commentaries, I have yet to find a father who talks about how we need to love ourselves first. They usually focus on the other part, that we should love others. How much do we love ourselves? We love ourselves so much so that we do things for ourselves without even thinking about it. You don't have to remind yourself every day, oh, I better feed my body because I want to keep going. I better give myself rest. I better go brush my teeth and walk. You don't really have to think about those things. They're just automatic. They become thoughtless. I think that's the type of self-love that we want. The one that doesn't really think of itself. But as for like an act of loving of yourself, I really don't think that that's consistent with the Christian message. The Christian message is, if you want to be fulfilled, forget yourself. And in fact, Saint Silouan and Saint Sophrony talk about loving Christ so much that to the world it looks like self-hate.
Revelation 11, New King James Version. The two witnesses then I was.
Read like a measuring rod. And the angel stood, saying, Rise and measure the temple of God, the altar, and those who worship there. 2 But leave out the court which is outside the temple, and do not measure it, for it has been given to the Gentiles. And they will tread the holy city underfoot for 42 months. 3 And I will give power to my 2 witnesses, and they will prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. For these are the 2 olive trees and the 2 lampstands standing before the God of the earth. 5 And if anyone wants to harm them, fire proceeds from their mouth and devours their enemies. And if anyone wants to harm them, he must be killed in this manner. 6 These have power to shut heaven, so that no rain falls in the days of their prophecy, and they have power over waters to turn them to blood, and to strike the earth with all plagues, as often as they desire.
In silent breath, the sacred call ascends. Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, it sends. A gentle whisper through the hollowed air. A prayer that rises, pure and free from care. Inhale the grace, divine and deep within. Exhale the plea, a humble, honest spin. Have mercy on me with every breath. A dance of soul and mercy, free from death. Within this rhythm, hearts find gentle peace. A sacred rhythm that grants sweet release. The breath of mercy, flowing ever near. A prayer of love that calms each silent fear. So in the stillness, may your spirit rise. A whispered prayer beneath the open skies. Inhale the mercy, exhale the plea. A sacred harmony of humility.